Hey, it's John Lee Dumas of EO Fire, and it's the Entrepreneurial You, the show for dedicated and passionate Caribbean entrepreneurs seeking daily inspiration, brought to you by author, speaker, and award-winning entrepreneur Heneka Watkis-Porter. You must be prepared to ignite.
Coming up on this episode of the Entrepreneurial You.
The main challenge is to think out of the box and to kind of separate yourself from the project itself and say, everything I built so far, kind of look from, as neutral as possible, saying, is this really what people want? Is this really going to solve their pain points?
Welcome to the Entrepreneurial You, the podcast for passionate and dedicated entrepreneurs seeking inspiration. I'm your host, Heneka Watkis-Porter. Be sure to check out the Entrepreneurial You Facebook group and keep checking henekawatkisporter.com for updates. Leave me a voicemail on the website. Just click the tab to the middle right of the screen or send me an email at henekawatkisporter@gmail.com to let me know how this podcast is helping you. You may just get a special shout out in the process. Who knows? Today's episode is brought to you by Bookophilia, my peak performers. Are you looking for a space that fosters a peaceful and productive environment for writing and multifaceted creative expression? Then Bookophilia is the place to be. Over the last few weeks, I've been talking about our upcoming virtual conference and expo. It's happening September 25 to 28. And over these 4 days, I have John Lee Dumas, J.V. Crum, Malcolm M.J. Harris, and Chris Miles, just to name a few, to move you from stuck to unstuck, allowing you to create profits and achieve success quickly. Registration is now open, so go to henekawatkisporter.com and click on the Register for Conference tab. In the meantime, let's hear from Chris Miles, cash flow expert, about why you should attend this conference.
Hey everyone, it's Chris Miles here, cash flow expert. I'm going to be teaching you how to successfully manage your cash flow so you have optimal business growth. And I tell you, the number one reason that people go out of business, the reason why business fails, is not because it's not a good idea. It's because they lack the cash flow. They don't have the profit. And when you don't have profit and you don't have cash flow, you're not in business. And so if you seriously want to have more money back in your pocket, so you don't just own a job, but you own a real business that pays you, you want to check this out.
Today's featured guest is co-founder, CEO at eClincher, the most advanced social media management tool with a proven track record in business, product and engineering management, new product introduction, and manufacturing and support. He has the proven ability to implement strategies that support business growth. He's an active investor in several startup companies and a co-founder partner at Epimetrics Incorporated. Strengths include product vision, strategic planning for growth, full P&L management, and operational excellence. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome to the Entrepreneurial You, Gilad Salamander. Welcome, Gilad.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me.
So I'm going to get started first and foremost with a fun question that I normally ask of my guests, and I normally ask different questions. So your question goes like this. If you walked in your sleep, where would you go?
Probably to the beach. I wish. No. But I need to wake up just before getting to the water.
Exactly. Otherwise, it could be fatal, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's hear your social media handle so that our community can reach out to you.
Sure. The handle for Twitter is eClincher, so handle at eClincher. And our website is eclincher.com. It spells ECLINCHER.com. And we are end-to-end solution for social media management.
Sure. Thank you very much. And of course, my peak performers, you know that you can reach me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Heneka Watkis-Porter, as well as Patwa Apparel. Now, Gilad, I first learned about eClincher when I did this blog post entitled Top 10 Industry Experts Share Their Favorite Social Media Software Tool to Help Entrepreneurs Win. Now, one of the experts who I reached out to, Stephen Hart, he was the one who talked so vehemently and vociferously about eClincher, and he was, singing the praises. And so I also decided to start that 14-day trial, which I absolutely fell in love with it. So take us through the development of eClincher and what it is all about.
Yeah, so eClincher, when we started a long time ago, so about 4 years ago, when we started this concept, we wanted to actually build a tool, a social media management tool for the micro, small businesses. So we developed that. We did a really cool UI, really easy to use. But customers continuously basically compared us to some of the big competitors. So we found out that social media tools in general are really the entire spectrum. It doesn't matter the business size, individual, all the way to enterprise. They're all looking at a set number of tools. There aren't too many out there, but probably, maybe 4 or 5 the strong players in the market. And what we found out is basically in order to win in this market, we have to build an amazing solution for our end users. And that comes with transparency, with a lot of discussions with our customers, suggestions, feedback, and continuously to improve our platform to include all those features, so they don't have to go to multiple tools, 3 or 4 or 5 tools. So they don't have to find unique solution for specific, if it's recycling content as an example, they can do all in one platform in our system. And all of that, we also wanted to save them time, because we know entrepreneurs, companies, we know how busy they are. And most likely they don't have enough resources to do the publishing, the listening, the engagement, all of those aspects of social media. And so they need help. And so that's our vision. We're really gearing it toward, more end-to-end solution and engagement solution in terms of social media.
I'd love to know from you, what is eClincher solving? What problem is eClincher solving that, for example, like Hootsuite isn't solving?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So just going back in history, just a few years back, when social media started, and Hootsuite is one of the first players and probably the biggest one out there, they really solved the problem for the enterprise. Social media started with enterprise, and the main thing was in social media is we got to publish on daily basis, get our brand, our company name, get it out there so people will see it. And hopefully they're going to think about it when they want to buy the service or the product, and they remember the name. So everyone out there in terms of competition and tools developed things to help you publish, post updates to social media and scheduling. So that was the first step. But if you look at social media, how it evolved over time, it's really moving into from a social media marketing and publishing into engagement. So now it's pretty obvious that everyone understands, okay, I got to publish, but the goal of the publishing is really to get engagement. So the end user is going to place a comment on my blog, ask a question, maybe ask about my product, whatever the offering is. And if I'm the company and I'm not seeing those engagement items coming into me and I'm not responding to those, then I'm missing social media opportunity, right? The second thing is social media is really bringing in kind of a worldwide engagement opportunity to engage with people from all over the world. And so that's what's really nice about social media. And it's also expanding into support. And we have customers like e-commerce customers that are talking about social media and how they get so many questions way over emails, and phone, of course, is disappearing. So social media is expanding from marketing into support, into CRM engagement. And so that's really aligned well with our vision. That's what we see. And we develop our tool to address all of those issues. So specifically when we talk about eClincher and the differentiations is we take care of the publishing and the scheduling. We do it really well with features like post preview, edit links, free access to stock images, animated GIFs, integrations with, Snipply and some others, Canva. So we take really good care of the publishing aspect of it. Then we added another feature called auto post with queues. And what it does is you can use queues to queue as a category of posts, let's say, promotional or funny quotes or anything you want as a category for your queue. You fill it up with content and you set up weekly schedule on a daily basis. And that takes roughly a minute or two. And once you turn on the auto publishing to on, it will continue to recycle and go each post at a time until you reach the end of the queue, and then it will start over. There's other options in AutoPost with queues, which is a one-time queue similar to Buffer. Essentially, you add to your queue. Once it's published, it gets removed from the queue. And there's also an end date queue, which allows you to run campaigns. So let's say you want to recycle content for a campaign for the next 3 months. You can set it up for end date, and it will stop at that date automatically. And that really takes care of a lot of your publishing needs, a lot of your posting. That can get as high as 80, 90%. Some of our customers really like that feature because on a daily basis now they're focusing on engagement with users rather than publishing. So the focus is shifting from publishing to engagement. And really, the publishing is just a tool to get more engagement. In addition, we have analytics and RSS feeds and content curation. Inbox. Inbox is an amazing way to get the engagement. Everything is get collected from all your channels, all your social media channels into one inbox. You can quickly respond. You can follow from different profiles. So it's really saving a lot of time rather than going to each individual platform, let's say a Facebook or a Twitter, and look for those comments, new followers, and respond back to people.
Gilad, my absolute favorite part of it feature is the ability to queue my post. I fell in love with that part of the platform. And I was about to ask you how, because you made an important point about the trend is we're no longer so much, social media is no longer so much about, just posting. It really is about the engagement. And my question I was thinking to ask was, how does eClincher up the ante for engagement? But then you mentioned the idea of inboxing. So maybe you want to elaborate a little more on that for us?
Sure. So let's take an example. You post something on Facebook. You may get something, 3 days later, a potential customer or a follower, a fan that is responding and saying something about your blog, how nice it is. Can you tell me more about, your product or your service that you're selling? And if you're not there and you're not seeing that, you're going to miss it. And that's a great example of expanding your reach all over the world with social media. But now you really have nothing to take care of that and listen and get those comments, those questions. What we came up with is the inbox. And inbox is just like your email. We collect, all your connected channels like your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook, your Google+, LinkedIn, everything come into one inbox. And there's different types of, we call it items in the inbox. Those items can be a new follower. It could be a direct message. It could be a comment and so on. It could be even a Facebook ad comment, which is, if you post to Facebook and if you place ads, you get tons of comments, and it's also almost impossible to go find them. So imagine if you have one inbox, and with one click and a half a second, you get a filter, and you see all the comments on this specific Facebook profile. And in addition to that, now let's say you respond to that comment, you mark it as completed, and then it disappeared from your inbox. So just like your email management with a regular email inbox, this will do the same thing. It will help you organize and manage all the incoming items to your inbox.
I also love that feature of eClincher. Now, I need to get from you, what are some of your users saying about eClincher? What are the reviews you're having?
Yeah, so users absolutely in love. We get really like 5 stars ratings in software site reviews. The main thing that they're saying, they really like the completeness of the product, so they can find everything they need in one platform. They don't need to use 3 or 4 tools. Price is very reasonable. We're very efficient. Everything is hosted on the cloud. So we are, essentially transferring those benefits to the customer. So we don't charge them arm and legs, right, just to get those features. And we're continuously evolving and adding new features. So customers seeing that, we have customers from, 3 and 4 years ago when our system was really far from where it is today in terms of development and features. So they love seeing on a weekly basis, monthly basis, all these improvements and all those new additions and features getting on to eCleanshare, and they get the benefit of using those. So they see it on a daily basis, what's happening. And also we are evolving with the market, like as I mentioned before, the social media trends and how it's evolving. So what they like the best, and they talk a lot, is the publishing automation, which is done with the queues, with auto-post queues, and recently the RSS. So you can now connect any RSS feed. And most people out there, if you have a website, if you have a WordPress website, you can get the plugin for free, and you generate an RSS for your site, for your blog site. And now, once you connect it within a few seconds, automatically eCleanshare will go in, check the feed, check for new content, and publish it to your selections of social profiles. So you can imagine that now you need to update your website with your new content, and automatically will go and get published to all of those social media profiles for you without even logging into eCleanshare or logging into the social media profile or native platform to publish that update. That saves a lot of time, and it's a kind of generations of content into social media, which create exposure, engagement, and so on. So that's what we want to do. So publishing automation is one. The inbox is the second one. Inbox, it's just super convenient. We spoke to customers about the flow and how they check emails coming from Twitter. You have a new, direct message coming, and it goes to your email. You have to find it. You have to respond back. You have to log in. It's a really long process. It takes many hours. With our inbox solution, it's really solving that issue, and within just a few seconds, you are responding to people very quickly. In addition to that, we also help with finding content. So we have content curation feeds. You can type in any keywords, hashtags, handles, anything you want. You can find articles from all over the world. And within seconds, you can add those articles to your queues, or you can publish it right there on the spot, or you can even schedule it for a future time. We also have analytics and other features that users really fell in love with.
No, I'm going to take a break right here, Gilad, and to thank my sponsor. Then I'm going to come right back and look at, what are some of the things that you think about when you're developing a new product. So let's take a break. Peak performers. Success is something that we gradually work towards as an end goal, but we need to be in the right environment to make it happen. Bookophilia is dedicated to providing a space for book, coffee, and tea lovers, creatives, educators, students, and professionals who want ideas, innovation, and inspiration. They have a variety of high-quality books, a cafe, events such as book launches, signings, and art exhibitions, and professional services uniquely tailored to your needs, culture, and tastes. Their environment provides for the full literary arts experience, allowing for multifaceted creative expressions. Find them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Bookophilia. Welcome back, and we're talking with Gilad Salamander, and he is the CEO and co-founder at eCleanshare, the most advanced social media management tool that I have come across thus far. Welcome back, Gilad. Question to you, is eCleanshare the first product that you've worked on developmentally wise?
No, it's not. My background, so I worked in new product introductions in different companies, big companies, manage teams, but this is my first startup. I've done some investments and some other stuff previously, so I understand what it takes to build a product and to define a product. So it helps me a lot with this product, of course, with eCleanshare, but I also learned a lot of new things, of course, with the experience and being in this for 4 years now. Yeah, and I can absolutely recommend some of the tips that I learned along the way to entrepreneurs.
Right. So here's where I want to go now. So what are some of the things that, foremost at your mind when you're thinking about developing a new product, and specifically a technological product?
Yeah, so I think in general for entrepreneurs and startups, the two most important things that an entrepreneur need to focus on is, one is connect with the end user, which I will explain in a second. The second one is execution. So what does that mean to connect with an end user? So if you build a product, if it's a software, hardware, it doesn't matter what it is, you really need to understand and identify yourself with the end user. How are they going to use this product? Is this solving a pain point? What would be the benefit for them, right? Are there other solutions out there that are already solving this problem? What is the advantage? What is the differentiator? So focusing on connecting with the end user, it means a lot of different things. But if you think your end user is going to love your product, is going to use it, is going to choose it over others, right, then you have something. If the answer is no, you probably need to go back to the drawing board and think more, right? Is this a real benefit? And try to think from the end user perspective, not from the engineering perspective. A lot of us, the entrepreneurs, are coming from technical backgrounds, so it's very easy for us to connect with the engineering. Oh, I can do this. I can write the code. I can design, the hardware board or whatever it may be. But connecting with the end user, it's not something that is easy. Not too many people can really do it that well. But, there are things that you can do to help you. Of course, talk to people. Describe them product, what you're going to do and how this is going to help them. And then I just ask them, is this something that is beneficial for you? Is this something that's going to help you? Would you pay money for it? Or you would only get it for free? So all of those things are going under this category of connecting with the end user. And then the second thing is execution. Execution starts with, from the very basic of designing and thinking about the product all the way to go to market once you have a product and now you're going out to the market and you try to sell it. There's lots of different things, lots of services out there to help you, and you really need to kind of execute to sell your product, right? So that's a very big piece, and especially with entrepreneurs that are coming from a technical background, they don't feel as comfortable to make a sale, to call someone and offer him something. So one, get used to it. You kind of have to learn. There's no one better than you, the entrepreneur, be able to selling your own product than trying to give it to someone else. So initially, I would do that a lot and practice, selling your product until you become kind of a master of it and it's become really easy. And it will become easier. It just takes practice. Second benefit from that, of course, when you talk to people, you hear feedback. And they're going to tell you, well, I wish you have this feature. I wish this, your product will do something else, or your user interface, is too complicated, too many clicks, and so on. So that's really beneficial to you to hear it. And a salesperson won't necessarily will give you that information. So those are my two most important tips, for any startup, for any entrepreneur out there.
When you were at the developmental stage of eCleanShow, was there any major challenge that you faced?
As a startup, you think you develop something that everybody is going to love and want. And the reality is, once you develop it, you have to know, you don't fall in love with your thinking and your theory that this is the best thing on earth and everybody is going to just, run to you and pay for it. Right? It's just not like that. So you have to be open to listen to people, get feedback, and execute, develop. And you can do it in a better way. In many cases, customers may tell you some idea that they want, and you can take that idea and develop to something even bigger, something even better, or more beneficial to the customer. And that's perfectly fine. But the point is, you have to be open to listen. The challenge is to understand that and know that, and even in many cases, seek out for those type of feedback from people to really improve your product, to really get to a point that is now it's something that people want and are willing to pay for it. It is a challenge from a technical perspective. Someone with a technical background kind of switch to that mode. The second challenge, I would say, something maybe that Steve Jobs really brought to the world is what I call the envelope, right? The packaging, right? If you look at all the different industries that Steve Jobs really transformed, one of them, not just the music and mobile and iPhone and smartphone and cloud, but also the packaging. It is important how your product is going to look, your user interface, your website, All of this are affecting the decision of the end user if to buy this product or not. It's interesting. There's enough research out there that's saying if the product looks amazing, really easy to use, you don't have to click 7 clicks to get to something and you don't remember how to do it, just do a couple of clicks. Users will forgive some of the functionality bugs. They'll say, well, but it's really pleasant to use. It's nice to, it's easy to use. I remember where everything is. So that's also very important. The packaging, how your application or your product looks in the end, and is it the users really love it, right? And the way to know it, you just talk to them. Again, be open to get feedback from people, and then improve based on this feedback.
I wanted to know specifically, though, as it relates to eClincher, was there anything, based on what you've said, was there any major challenge that you had to overcome, when you were developing this product?
The main challenge is to think out of the box and to kind of separate yourself from the project itself and say, everything I built so far, kind of look from, as neutral as possible, saying, is this really what people want? Is this really going to solve their pain point? And try to think ahead where the market, where the trends, in this particular case, social media, where is it going? What people are going to need, right, 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, and try to build something today that's going to be obviously first in the market when times continues to pass, right? So that's a challenging. We all tend to be very focused on the development, on the product, on the project, and we sometimes forget to separate ourselves and think from a high level perspective and say, again, is this solution, whatever I'm developing, is this really solving the pain point? Is it something that people are going to want? And it is challenging, especially for technical people, because they love to write the code. They love to design their product. And so you have to put yourself out of that and, again, connect with the end user in order to get to that, to overcome that challenge.
And I'm sure that eClincher has achieved just that, based on the feedback that you've gotten and based on my own personal experience using the product. Now, we're closing, and I would love to hear from you, Gilad, if you have any final thoughts to share with our entrepreneur community, our community of peak performers.
First of all, for the one that, didn't hear about eClincher, and this is something that is highly recommended. Our tool or other tools is something that's going to definitely save you time. The advantage with eClincher is that you really get 3, 4, 5 different tools into one. It's going to save you, in some cases, over 15 hours a week just by using a social media tool. It's really going to streamline all your social media activities or strategy into one platform. So in addition to that, we want to offer to the listeners today a 14-day free trial. All they have to do is go to eclincher.com and start their free trial. There's absolutely no commitment. And if they don't fall in love and see the value of the product, they will just not continue. There's no need for credit card like some of our competitors. There's no need for any information. You just sign up for the trial and start using it right away.
Thank you so much. And please remind us how to get in touch with you, how to find you.
So you can get in touch with me via Twitter, which is the handle GILAD SAL, Gilad Sal. And you can also contact through the Contact Us page on eclincher.com. And we're here to help. We also have live chat support. So any questions, regardless if you're already an existing user or a lead or someone that just come to the website and ask a question about, the different plans, we're happy to help. We're here to help. So feel free to ask us anything you have in mind. Also, if we can help you. We also have a blog page with a lot of social media tips and marketing tips, how to be more efficient, how to grow your community, and so on. So I highly recommend to subscribe to that. Again, it's through our blog page on eclincher.com. Would love to see you soon.
So we have been talking with Gilad Salamander of eClincher, and he has enlightened us about the awesome features of the social media tool, which, like I've been saying, I've used myself, so I can attest to what he's actually saying. Thank you so much, Gilad, for coming on and sharing with our community of peak performers, and we will be, in fact, reaching out to you.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate having me on the podcast. Looking forward to do it again in the future.
That's it, my peak performers. We have, in fact, come to the end of another great show. Thank you so much for listening. From all over the world, we have Peak Performer community members in Japan, India, the Netherlands, so many islands in the Caribbean, including Jamaica, where I'm from, the United States of America, and so many, many more. I know I shouldn't have started to call names because there you are thinking, how come she's not calling my country? Just know that I love and appreciate you, okay? If you've been enjoying this podcast, please give me some more love by subscribing and rating, reviewing, and downloading the episodes in iTunes. It really means a lot when you do that. Or you may just leave a comment on the show notes page on HenekaWatkis-Porter.com. You see, the beauty of doing this podcast is that in addition to speaking with some amazing guests and connecting with you, my awesome Peak Performance community, I also get to become affiliated with some excellent products and services. For example, HostGator, they host my website and they have some great deals going on if you're looking for web solution. If you click on the link on my homepage, you can get to take advantage of these deals as well. And if you're interested in starting your own podcast, you've been hearing me podcast and you have no doubt follow several other podcasts and you have an interest in starting your own, then certainly check out Blueberry. They have a hosting promo going on. All you need to do is click on the link on my homepage, HenekaWatkis-Porter.com, and enter the promo code TheEntrepYou, TheEntrepYou. Be sure as well to check out the resources tab on my website for books and other useful resources that I personally use and recommend. I would not share something with you and recommend as a resource if I've not used it myself and can attest to the impact that it will make and it has made on me, and I know it will make on you as well. And did you know that I'm the founder of a clothing line? Yes, my very first business, Patois Apparel. If you want to check out some amazing Jamaican t-shirts and other clothing, then of course head over to patoisapparel.com. That's PATWAAPPAREL.com, patoisapparel.com. Remember, you were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win. What good?